Oh my gosh, you guys. How long have you been all waiting? I didn't schedule, and then I thought I was going to go live, and then it was creeping closer to Tattooed Angel and Rebel's birthday thing for their twin 13-year-olds, Trinity and Tyler. Now it's 4 o'clock. Hi, you guys. I guess I'll just go ahead and start. I didn't even know people were here. Hi, Okie Crime News. Hi, Cash, Groovy Gal, Team Rose, Baby Girl, BM Turtle Madness, Victoria Burgess, ADHD, Art Ghost Show, Another Rose, Green Goblin, Kia, Mark Klein, Shannon Perez, Fur Baby, WJW Willow. Oh my gosh, you guys. I didn't even know people. Well, now I know that even if I don't enter StreamYard and I make a program for ahead of time without a schedule, people may hop in. Hi, Queen Bella. Hi, Brian Plott. Hi, Senriza, Gramazon. Goodness gracious. I'm not even in my room. All right, so let me carry my iPad into my room. And you never know, possibly Rebel or someone's going to hop in and say you're missing the birthday bash. And I'm going to have to shut the live down, you guys, and go to it because it's a big deal. They're 13. Oh my gosh, Art Go Show. Good thing I saw your message on Messenger. Oh, goodness. Okay, hold on here. I'm going to go ahead and play my music I like to play. Hi, Mirandy. Hi, Boston Nick. Wow, there's so many people. Well, it's because there's no working on Sunday, right? Hopefully. Hi, Ellie. Can you guys hear me good? Hi, Stitching, Bitching, and True Crime with Taylor. Thank you, Boston Nick. Yeah, God, when I think I'm not going to bawl my eyes out, I do. I'm tired of, I don't want to be doing that, you guys, on my lives. I just get shit for it anyway. You know what I mean? Hi, Nene C. Okay, the sound's good. Yep, we can hear you. Yes, we hear you too, Mama Kitty. All right, let me put some music on. I'm kind of like Rose. We got to have our lipstick. I just ate some steamed tomatoes and I had hot pickles. You can buy hot pickles, you guys, in a jar with cheese on bread. It was really good. Hi, Anna. Thanks, everybody. We don't want you to do it either in your lives. Hi, stars above. I know, but I'm just me. And sometimes I need to say my truth and my reality. And now you guys all heard it. You had olives and cheese tonight? Team Rose? I love green olives, Greek olives. Greek olives are the black. No, there's a lot of different olives. There's Greek, there's black, there's, oh my gosh. Hi, it's just Allison. Yeah. Well, I like roast beef and stuff, and I pulled out my deli roast beef, you know, that you buy, not the sliced fresh kind at the deli, but in the packaging. And it had like one more day to go where it's getting a little soft. So I warmed it up in the microwave and that didn't even cut it. So I tossed that and I had my cheese and pickle. Okay, I'm going to play a tune while I throw my lipstick on. Team Rose has her, what is it called, Team? Bobo? Jobo? I don't know. I can't remember. And I got my Revlon. Now, I think you guys, hopefully anyway, this is a rock and rolly song. Let me see where I'm at. Because I picked like 15 or 20. This time I picked 30 songs, added them to the YouTube channel here, and I can't remember for the life of me if they're rock and roll, if they're slow, if they're funky, if they're hip hop, if they're, I don't think they're acoustical, but this one's called Big Ten. I think this is rock and rolly, I think. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I'm going to crank it. My soda. Be right here. Are we rocking out? I like this, you guys. Hi, Billy. I'm so happy. I got my skinny tall Pepsi. I'm gonna hop over and put my PayPal in. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So who of you are from Queen Bees? I need to know. Are you Cash or Kia? Cash, Kia, who over here is from Queen Bee? Because I want to keep the peace, and that's all I want to say at this point. I know Boston Nick, you are. And instead of blocking you, I don't see you in here. I don't see him in here anymore. It'd be better. How come I can't pull up my? Okay, there they are. It'd be better for anybody that's from Queen Bee. I have to literally kindly ask you to go. Oh, yeah, I know, Nini, and I got your I got your support and everything. I can only handle support when it's for me and not putting down / bashing the other side, I'll just call it. Everyone knows I'm a turtle. I have been for a whole year, and that will never change. Yeah. So I don't have to ask my mods to have to block you guys. Oh my God, there's Queen Bee. I have to ask you guys to leave my chat if you would, so I don't have to block. Okay. If you guys aren't willing to just leave my chat, and I know it's no hard feelings. I don't know you guys, but I am a turtle. And we have our differences in many thoughts, ideas, and ways, but I'll have to just end my live, literally. I'll just end my live if I have to. So I don't know where Senriza is from, or Queen Bella, or Cash. These are new names I haven't seen yet. Or it's just, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Or it's just Allison. And Donna Withy. Hi from Missouri. Hi. Kia. I like, these are names I haven't seen in here before. So I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of Lily White. I don't know who's from Queen Bees. WJW Willow. I am. You're from Queen Bees. Kia is. Okie Crime News with Teresa. I am everywhere. Cash. We are here to support. I know, but I know. But you guys, I'm a turtle. And I want to respect Turtle Gang. And everyone knows I adore Jimmy. And so I can say it's not a secret. And I need to be smart and respectful on the side, so-called side that I've been on for a year. I mean, when I first found Dolly Vision, it was in August. When I came up on panels, it was in September. Now we're in November. So actually it's going on 14 months. It's pretty long. No, it was just yeah, I know. Thank you, Brian. It was just, you say you don't know what's going on. I'm not going to get into it, but it was some conflicted messages that I got many months ago. In regards to, I'll just say Dolly Vision. And MK, you are not a turtle. You're so funny. Okay, so anyway, the people that are in alliance or friends with Queen Bee, can I ask you to leave kindly, or I'll just have to close my, suppose friends get the wrong idea. That's not your, it's not members only and people are just politely trolling. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's politely trolling me or really do give a shit. But even if they do, I have to make my own decision on this. Thank you, Boston. Thank you. Thank you. You know, just, I know, Boston. It's hard for me to be, I don't want to say mean, but nasty or outright anything to people I don't know, especially when they personally haven't done me wrong. But there's way too many riffs, you guys. Okay, we just wanted to show support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are being grown-ups about this, and I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. I won't continue on until I see just oh, yeah. Now I know who Willow is. Yeah. All right. Well, I wish you guys the best, and but thank you, Queen Bee. Thank you. Hi, Tony. Hi, Donna Clark. Yeah, feel free to hit the like if you want to. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know Joneson was in here too. Hi, Joneson. Yeah, thank you. I don't want to be used in a fight with Jimmy. Yeah, that's like the last thing I need. Trust me. I've got to take my high blood pressure medicine and stuff really quick. I'm going to turn the camera off for a second, okay? Because I don't think you can show that on here. Let me just get these down. I have seven pills I have to take each day. All right. Let me put that loud rock and roll back on, and I need to message someone really quick, and then I'll be back, okay? Thanks for everyone's patience. God. Hi, everybody. Okay, I had to take care of some business. All right. Well, let's not, if we can anyway. I learned, even if Ernie's brought up, right? Oh, who do you like? You know, this kind of thing. I'm just not going to comment about any personal stuff about anyone else. You know what I mean? Even if it's a positive thing, like positive, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Comment. I think at 8 rows. Yeah, Turtle Island, when I started this, it was a couple hours, I thought. But I'm already 37 minutes in and nothing's happened. Hi, Truth Seeker. Hi, Teacup. Mama. Ice Cold Ange. That's probably MK Ultra for all we know. ADHD, what is this music? It's called Big Ten. By who? It just had a T and an R, and then the rest was cut off in the. It's YouTube. Team Rose. Ugh. Hi, Donna Clark. Yeah, everyone hit the like if they will. I'm inching my way to 1,000. When I went to bed last night, well, I crashed at 9 p.m. I was actually watching True Hot Coffee House True Crime. I'm just addicted to it. Every Monday he has a new one out, and they're from all over the world, these true crime stories. It's probably where I've kind of gotten doing this idea of doing this kind of true crime from him. His are a lot better, though. He has beautiful pictures. He's funny. It's narrated really well. Very planned out. I recommend going over there, you guys, and subbing. Coffee House Crime, not True Crime. Coffee House Crime. He's so good. There's a coffee made after him. Shoot, now what is it called? Oh, gosh, what is it called? It's got a weird name. It's not any kind of coffee name. It's got a true crime twist to it. Now I can't remember. But anyway, he has millions of subscribers. He's only been doing this a little over a year. His name's Adrian. He's from the UK, and he grew up in Seattle. This is what he said anyway. And he's very nice. He really gives a shit about the victims. You know what I mean? And says in memory of the victims at the end of each of his programs. Another one I watch is Irish Coffee True Crime. She's from Ireland, and she's got the accent and this beautiful music and these beautiful quotes in the beginning, very meaningful things I've never heard of before. And these shows aren't real long. They're like both of these creators are about 20, 25 minutes. Really, really good. Anyway, I was like nodding off in the middle. I was like leaning against my wall, all cushy and comfortable, and then noticed I was nodding off, because when you have 3 hours sleep, you're my age, you have 3 hours sleep day after day after day after day, and you do everything like I do, go to the store. And, you know, I said in my last live, my sister helps me, but I kind of, well, I'm not massively particular, but, you know, I like things kind of done a certain way as far as cleaning sometimes. And I'm the one that chose to get all these kitties. So I do the litter boxes. I'm not going to make my kids do them. Bandana, Green Goblin. I'm pretty sure you were timed out. You know, we didn't want to do it to you, but we gave you like so many chances. We don't want to have to do it again. You must have been timed out and not blocked. Okay, now we got the word, SEX from Ice Cold Angie's avatar. So please no spam. Okay, I do have some mods in here. Team Rose is a mod. Please, God, don't be serial killers. Joan Zen, Ernie is delusional. No, he has okay, there's post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. He has chronic CPTSD, and he's really been through it. Anyone that's found him a few months ago or have just heard things, when he came into that Summer Wells thing from the beginning, that's when I started following him. And I was following him. Well, see, Dolly Vision, Jimmy didn't get into it right from the beginning, Summer Wells thing, and he admitted to that. I think it was 5-6 months later, which means I was watching Ernie and then Benny Keys and the other ones that popped up, right? Before Dolly Vision. But because of these algorithm things, then different names popped up, including Team Rose. That's how I found Team Rose and her beautiful dancing. Hi, Debbie. Hi, everyone. But, if you knew about Ernie's childhood and the abuse he sustained by his dad, it wasn't just spanking, but that also made him who he is today, wanting to help people and find the bad guys, so to speak. I know, 37 minutes, now 43 and not a thing. Well, this is a thing though. Some matters got resolved. You guys got to hear some rock and roll. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait. Classified coffee. See? That's what it's called. Classified coffee. You guys, it has flavors in with it too. I haven't had it or anything. I don't think I could afford to get something like that. He's not even sponsored. Like it's his coffee, or how does that work, you guys? They make a coffee after you, or how does that work? Coffee has dire trip is good, and that chapter all not too heavy. Yeah, I can't get my straw out. This is not a good thing. I use a straw because my tremors are so bad. Even though I'm on medicine for them. Shoot. Oh my gosh. Cow. I'll have to drink. Oh my gosh, I don't want to suck down the straw. That I may love or I may hate. Yeah, you might like his. I like being stepped on. Wow, well, welcome. Jamie P's trigger warning. Just called the cops. You did, Team Rose? What's happening? ADHD. If I was a mod, I'd time myself out. So I'm stupid. No, you're afraid to go out there. What's going on? I hope the cops come and scare off whatever is on the porch and do not try to come in. Yeah. Hi, Cindy Smith, and any other names I've missed. I know. Hi, Carol Ann. I know. Well, that avatar of cold, if he keeps spamming, he's gonna be blocked. So, if it's someone normal, that might be one thing, but if you're spamming chat, you will be timed out. If you come back and continue, you will be blocked. Thank you, Destiny. Showing your nail what? Nail skills? Boy, I don't have any. Well, hi. Hi, Demetrius. Aw, hi, Grain. Welcome. Love Metal. Hi, guys. How is everything? I'm trying to get down to the end. Oh, tweezers. I could take tweezers and get them out. You're right. You fucked me. And then when I took a sip of soda, the thing was going down. I mean, I didn't feel it, laying on my tongue, but it could have gone right down. Can you even imagine how scary that would be? Aren't I at the bottom yet? There we go. Ew, get another straw. Why? These are you buy them colorful plastic and they come with a little cleaner. I think I had too much soda in that. Here, just a second. I have too much soda, see, and then it gets slippery and I can't get it off. All right, whatever. Okay, before I forget, copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachings, scholarship, and research. Okay, that's out of the way. Hi, Barbie girl. No, I just took a day off. Gave everyone a break, Stop with the straw, please. Whoops. I got to take this comment off. Darn. Now where is it? There it is. Oh my goodness, the kittens are really getting ruckus. Look at this, you guys. Oh. Look how big they are. Two of them really like the kitty meat. And the one on his back right here, Sally, well, I say he, but we still can't really tell. Ooh, be nice. I know you're just playing. Are you sparring? Yikes. She still wants to nurse all the time. Look at that. He is just really going to town. Oh, see what I mean? Look at this, you guys. Oh. And while I'm at it, you're all in here. Look at this. So I brought this in. Whoops. Here. They're really at the age where they like this. Okay, maybe not. They played with it for like literally about an hour when I first brought it in earlier. All right. Guys, I have a headache, but it's my neck. Oh, they're going at it again. When I go like this, it sounds like sandpaper. Does that happen to you guys in your necks? No, you didn't miss anything, Demetrius. Don't put dirty tweezers in your drink, says Donna Clark. You guys are funny. Alrighty. I got neck aches. I know. Oh, God. Ugh. Okay. So I had stuff picked out 2 days ago, and I will find it. Do you hear a bunch of screeching? It's the kittens getting very, very intense, to say the least. What's going on? Golly. There we go. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right. All right, sorry. So okay, these are a timeline of some of the deadliest killings in Canada's recent history. Or you can cancel. All right, thought it might be interesting. Hi, Tony. Hi, Undercover Mermaid. Hi, Three Dot. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Here are some of the deadliest mass killings in recent Canadian history. Yikes. April 19, 2020. At least 10 people are killed after a man who at one point wore a police uniform and drove a mock-up cruiser traveled across northern Nova Scotia. An RCMP officer is among the dead. Ooh. Police say the suspected shooter, 51-year-old Gabriel Wortman, was killed after being intercepted by officers in Enfield, NS. August 10, 2018, a gunman opens fire in Fredericton, NB. I don't know what NB stands for. Why is your heart racing, Team Rose? What's on your deck? On your porch. Killing 2 RCMP officers and 2 civilians. He's arrested and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. April 23rd, 2018, Alec Minasayan drives a white van along a crowded Toronto sidewalk. I remember this one. I remember seeing this one on the news. killing 10 people and seriously injuring 16 others. That's a lot. Minasian later admits in court to carrying out the attack in retribution for years of sexual rejection and ridicule by women. He's awaiting trial on 10 counts of first-degree murder and 16 of attempted murder. The judge has said the case will turn on Minasian's state of mind at the time of the attack, not whether he did it. January 29, 2017. Hi, Aussie True Crime. Hello. 6 people are killed and 8 injured when a man goes on a shooting rampage at Quebec City Mosque. University student Alexandre Bissonnette, who had taken far-right political positions on social media, pleads guilty. December 29, 2014. In the worst mass shooting in Edmonton, a man suspected of domestic violence shoots and kills 6 adults and 2 young children in 2 different homes. Fu Lam then killed himself in a restaurant where he worked. Wow. June 4th, 2014, a man uses a semi-automatic rifle to fatally shoot 3 RCMP officers and wound 2 others in Moncton, NB. The rampage by Justin Burke was the deadliest attack of the RCMP since 4 officers were killed by gunmen in Alberta. Wow, it just goes. April 5th, 1996, angered by his wife's divorce action, Mark Chahal kills her and 8 other members of her family in Vernon, BC, before shooting himself. September 18, 1992, a bomb kills 9 strike-breaking workers at the giant Yellowknife gold mine in the Northwest Territories. December 6, 1989, a man with a semi-automatic rifle storms into an engineering classroom at the École Polytechnique in Montreal, asks men to leave, and then kills 14 women before turning the gun on himself. Oh my gosh. Gunman Mark Lepine says he was fighting against feminists he blamed for his troubles. September 1st, 1972, Willow, Willow, you can't be in here. You can't be in here. Because you're a queen bee follower, whatever. Okay. What? Rose, what's going on? It's 8 o'clock over there. What, you have people on? Yeah, I'm sure you're fine, Willow, but I can't, I mean, I say fine, but I don't know you, but I know the riffraff between you guys and the turtles. Okay. That's fine, Shannon. What's going on? Team Rose, what's going on? Hi, Aaron Eberhard, sorry. Hi, Sassy7. Oh, your little dog is suffering? And you're talking about the sleeping meds? Yeah, the euthanization thing. I've had to do that with so many animals. But that's the kindest thing. That's the kindest thing. If that's what you're referring to, which I think you are, you got to just do it so they're not in pain. Especially cats. Cats don't even show pain very much. They just go off and sort of get sick and slowly die or something behind a chair, even. Oh my gosh. Tina, I found one of my outdoor cats dead on my porch last night. I think she was poisoned by my indoor. Was poisoned. My indoor cat has feline AIDS and has been okay tending to it. He's starting to get sick. Oh, oh. Yeah. Oops. Gee. Are you okay, Rose? Good to see you all. Embracing everyone. Hi, Super Kendall. Hi, everybody. If I missed a name, don't be offended. Okay, so this part of these quick little things are almost over. September. Come here. You want to say hi? Come here. Hi. Come here. Oh, which one is this? This is Ciali. Hi. All right, September 1st, 1972, an arson attack on a downtown Montreal nightclub kills 37 people. Wow, you guys. I mean, that kind of stuff happens a lot, right? The one in Florida, and there was a shooting in Seattle, I think 2-3 years ago. And I mean, they're all over, right? But that's a lot. 37 people and injured 64. What? Gasoline was spread on the stairway of the Blue Bird Cafe and then ignited. Oh my gosh, you guys. Most of the deaths occurred in the Wagon Wheel Country Western Bar upstairs. 3 young men from Montreal who had earlier been denied entry for drunkenness were convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Wow, did you guys even hear that? Okay. I missed you, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Something censorship I dislike, so goodbye. I don't know what that means, censorship. No, I'm just trying to keep the peace. I mean, Joan Zen is in Jimmy's chat now and then, isn't she? Yeah, I hope Team Rose is okay. Yeah, so I mean, it should be okay that you're here. Hi, Gail. Should be okay that you're here, Joan Zen. But Willow, Boston Nick, Queen Bee, and any of our other followers, they just cannot be in my chat, you guys. I can't be in the middle of that antagonistic, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, enough of that. Hold on a second. Hmm. Okay. This is probably a little bit of a touchy subject, and it's no offense to like, um, I'm, Canadians and things like that. But the National Inquiry into Missing and um, Killed Indigenous Women and Girls concluded in its 2019 final report. Remember when those the bones were found under or by an older school? Remember that, you guys? No drinking on the job. Um, Anyway, the Canadian state has perpetrated genocide against Indigenous peoples. This genocide is the underlying cause of the contemporary killings and disappearances of Indigenous women and girls. This conclusion was inescapable for the commissioners and for thousands of Indigenous people across the country. But as the lead author of the inquiry's legal analysis of genocide, I know personally how denial and disbelief dominated the reactions of the mainstream media in Canada and of many non Indigenous people in Canada that amounted to a genocide in Canada. Surely not. Then came the stunning news: the remains of 215 children found on the grounds of a former residential school in Kamloops, BC. It seems like the type of mass graves commonly found at sites where genocide took place. Canadians are beginning to be able to contemplate what, for many Indigenous people, is a given. Canada committed genocide, but as academic Joanna R. Quinn said in a recent article for The Conversation, the residential school system was also one among many systems of violences and harms. Residential schools represent the tip of the iceberg. Gee. It's now especially important to recall some of the legal underpinnings of the use of the term genocide in the Canadian context. Many myths and misunderstandings dominate the public discourse, hindering informed discussion on this subject that is so important to the future of our nations. Genocide is not just the Holocaust. A classic objection to the Canadian genocide is often, it's not the Holocaust. Hi, Tony. Some recognize genocides, such as the Holocaust and the genocide of the Tutsis in Rwanda, took place over specific periods of time and were characterized by mass killings. But colonial genocide is a slow-moving process. The policies of colonial destruction of indigenous peoples took place insidiously and over decades. The acts of violence and intent to destroy are structural, systemic, and cut across multiple administrations and political leaders. Wow. Gee. Look at this, you guys. These are shoes placed on the lawn outside the former Kamloops Indian Residential School to honor the 215 children whose remains have been discovered buried near the facility. Little pairs of shoes. Hi, Tina, can you tell? Selena, I'm not going to talk about Dolly Vision over here or anything like that. You know, you can't really ask me to do something like that. You're probably joking anyway, you know? You know, but thanks for coming by and saying hi, because I've seen you in here before and you've been just fine, you know? Under international law, genocide is both a crime that engages individual criminal responsibility and a wrongful act that engages state responsibility. Colonial genocide engages Canada's responsibility as a state for many distinct acts and omissions that taken together violate the international prohibition against genocide. In law, this is called responsibility for a composite act. The definition of genocide. Genocide is defined in international law as certain prohibited acts or omissions committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a protected group of people. There is no doubt that the Indigenous peoples of Canada, despite their diversity, are a protected group. Good grief. Prohibited acts or omissions. Genocide encompasses a variety of lethal and non-lethal acts, including acts of, it says right here, slow death. There are 5 forms of prohibited behavior. MURDER is only one of them. Other behaviors that can constitute genocide. Boy, you're quick. Include inflicting mental or physical harm, such as the sexual abuse and mistreatment of children in residential schools, imposing living conditions designed to result in physical destruction, such as imposed starvation to develop the Canadian West, lack of adequate food, water, or medical care, imposing measures designed to prevent births, such as forced sterilization, and forcibly transferring children from the group, such as residential schools and the 60s scoop. These are only examples. Many others have been committed over the decades and are well documented. Wow. So genocide is not about the outcome, but about the intent to destroy. Wow. Many Canadian policies have continued to this day and are having devastating effects on Indigenous communities. The genocide continues. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has publicly accepted the conclusion that this is genocide. Oh, wow. And there he is, standing at the site with all those shoes. It's a pretty profound picture. Not anything I've ever seen before. Kind of makes you realize, you know, okay, well, I'll end with this. Ending the Canadian genocide of Indigenous peoples is a legal obligation. It requires an honest and active process of decolonization. Beyond apologies, it will require the courage to undo and reverse the influences of colonialism one by one. This requires structural changes that reverse the power paradigms, DIGMS, in our institutions. It will require the re-empowerment of Indigenous peoples as peoples with the right to self-determination in order to redefine a Canada that is free from the genocide in which it was built and still thrives today. Well, I didn't really know it was thriving today, you guys. I thought, you know, this kitten's chewing on the pillowcase thing. Oh my gosh, that's really long. All right, I need to cut that. All right, they're going to fall off the bed in a second here. Whoop, there they go. Okay, maybe not. Here, let's take care of that. All right, say hi. Whoops. Oh my gosh, they were like running like this over my head with their little nails. I was trying to protect my face from the skin getting clawed last night. Oh, all right. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. The 7 most famous Canadian serial killers. That's kind of a neat picture. I mean, you know, I don't think that's supposed to be like blood or anything, is it? And isn't that, I mean, obviously it's the flag format, but you know, 1 hour and 20 minutes. I know they're getting so big, Jamie. Okay. Despite its reputation around the world, Canada, like any other country, has its fair share of serial killers. Serial killers from Canada must have killed at least 3 people and usually have the same sort of method of operation. The Great White North's crop of serial killers are indicative of the region and involve everything from farms to inner cities as backdrops for the slayings. Take a look at the most famous Canadian serial killers to date. Paul Bernardo. Oh, this guy was nuts. You guys remember this story? Him and his girlfriend? And they even drugged and killed her sister, I think. Remember this, you guys? The Bernardo and Carla Homolka. Oh, that's all right, Donna. Thanks for coming over. Thank you for your kind words in Messenger, everybody that wrote me and stuff. Tony, wow, really? Wow, really what? You kind of lost me. I'm sorry. Oh. Hi, Cody Jones. Yeah, him and Carla. Just, yeah, thank you for the trigger warning. All right, I'm going to read it. I saw this story on, what was it on? A&E, I think. I think it was an A&E show. And it was pretty disturbing. Paul Bernardo operated primarily out of East Toronto, city of Scarborough, with his wife, Carla Homolka, known as the Scarborough Rapist, as well as the schoolgirl killer, and sometimes used the alias Paul Jason Teal from 1987 to 1989. It is estimated that Bernardo committed numerous RAPES and attempted RAPES. He was eventually questioned by the police, but they let him go without pressing charges. Okay, I've forgotten all these details. Oh my gosh. All right, ADHD, make sure you close the door, the bathroom door. He then moved his attention with the help of his wife to a series of RAPE and MURDERS between 1990 and 92. They usually involved him RAPINGing a girl while Homolka videotaped. In all 3 MURDERSs are proven, yes, one of which was Homolka's sister, Tammy. Bernardo and Homolka were arrested in 1993. Hey, chewing on my cord. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Bernardo and Homolka were arrested in 1993. He was convicted and given life in prison. She made a plea deal. Oh, that's right. Remember, you guys? And she was charged with manslaughter, for which she got 12 years in prison. She was released in 2005 and remarried. What up? I'm sorry. She should have gotten life, don't you think? All right. Wow. Put a 1 in chat if you've heard of these. Put Put a 1 in chat if you've heard of the Homolka Bernardo things. Does anyone know when Turtle Island's going to start? How soon? There they are. I guess they were called the Ken and Barbie killers too. Yeah, just horrific. I guess I'll read this first. Okay, maybe not. That is just disgusting. That she's out living a normal life, you guys. It's disgusting. It's cryptic and catastrophic how they let. Okay, I'm going to read about this guy. The disgusting sadist himself. Paul Bernardo. He was born 1964. Okay, so he's 2 years younger than me. So he's 59 now. August 27th. He's a Canadian serial rapist and serial killer, dubbed the Scarborough Rapist, the schoolgirl killer, and together with his former wife, Karla Homolka, one of the Ken and Barbie killers. He is known for initially committing a series of Rs in Scarborough, Ontario, a suburb of Toronto, between 1987 and 1990, before committing 3 murders with Homolka. Among these victims was Karla's younger sister, Tammy Homolka. After his capture and conviction, Bernardo was sentenced to life imprisonment, was later declared a dangerous offender, thus making it unlikely that he will ever be released from prison. Following his conviction, Bernardo confessed to 10 more RAPESs committed a year before the spree ascribed to the Scarborough rapist. Karla was given a lighter sentence in exchange for testifying against Bernardo. As part of a controversial plea bargain, she was released from prison in 2005. So that I already said. His early life. He was born in Scarborough, Ontario. He was the third and youngest child of Kenneth Walter Bernardo and Marilyn Elizabeth Bernardo. His father often sexually abused Paul's older sister, Deborah, in front of other family members, and would eventually be charged with crimes involving voyeurism and pedophilia. The mother often withdrew from her family due to depression and agoraphobia, eventually moving into the basement. Good grief, you guys. Bernardo presented himself as being a happy and well-adjusted child despite his family's dysfunction, and was an active member of the Boy Scouts. Beneath the charming facade, however, he gradually developed pyromaniac inclinations and dark sexual fantasies, one of which involved creating a virgin farm. What? Where he would breed virgin girls to R. Okay, I've never heard this. After a fight between his parents in 1981, Bernardo, then age 16, was informed by his mother that he was the result of an extramarital affair and that Kenneth was not his biological father. Repulsed, Bernardo began to call his mother SLUT, WHORE. She reciprocated by calling him a BASTARD from hell. Later, after growing weary of Bernardo's domineering behavior, his first girlfriend left him for one of his friends. In retaliation, Bernardo set fire to all of her belongings to which he had access. Bernardo attended Sir Wilfrid Laurier Collegiate Institute and in 1982 the University of Toronto Scarborough, where another notorious Canadian killer, Russell Williams, was coincidentally 2 academic years behind him. As his day job, Bernardo worked for Amway, the sales culture of which deeply affected him. He bought the books and tapes of famous motivational get-rich-and-famous experts. Bernardo and his college friends practiced pickup techniques on young women they met in bars and were fairly successful. Bernardo delighted in humiliating his dates in public and engaging in aggressive, aggressive anal intercourse. It's right here, in bed. His relationships became increasingly violent and unstable, and he threatened to kill his partners if they disclosed the abuse. In 1986, Bernardo was served with restraining orders by 2 women after he made obscene phone calls. In October 1987, Bernardo met Carla Homolka while she was visiting Scarborough to attend a pet store conference. The two shared an immediate attraction as Homolka encouraged Bernardo's sadistic sexual behavior. See, this is why she should have gotten life too. Between 1987 and 1990, Bernardo committed increasingly vicious serial rapes in and around Scarborough. He attacked most of his victims after stalking them as they got off buses late in the evening. These are the known incidences. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's quite a few. I'm going to read them quickly. Thank you, Art, for the Dolly Live at 10 p.m. So it's like 5:30-ish, so it's 8:30-ish, so another hour and a half, a little less. Thank you. Thank you for that. Lunch Lady, you never heard of this? I know. It's really awful. Really scary. May 4, 1987. RAPE of a 21-year-old Scarborough woman in front of her parents' house after Bernardo followed her home. May 14, 1987, rape of a 19-year-old woman in the backyard of her parents' house. July 17, 1987, attempted R of a young woman. Although he beat the victim, Bernardo abandoned the attack when she fought back. September 29, 1987, attempted R of a 15-year-old girl. Bernardo broke into the victim's house, entered her bedroom. He jumped on her back, put his hand over her mouth, threatened her with a knife, bruised the side of her face, bit her ear. Bernardo fled when the victim's mother entered the room and screamed. Anthony Hannemeyer was wrongfully convicted of that assault in 1989 and served a 16-month prison sentence, but was exonerated after Bernardo admitted to the crime in 2006. Wow. December 16, 1987. Another one in 87. R of a 15-year-old girl. The next day, the Toronto Police Service issued a warning to women in Scarborough traveling alone at night, especially those riding buses. December 23rd, 1987. So see, we're going from one is May 4, one is 10 days later on May 14, and then in July. And then he waited, 2 months till September. And then he waited 2 months till December. 16, and then December 23rd. I mean, it's just incredible. December 23rd, 1987. R of a 17-year-old girl with a knife he used to threaten his victims. At this point, he began to be known as the Scarborough RAPIST. April 18, 1988. Attack of a 17-year-old girl. May 25th, 1988. Bernardo was nearly caught by a uniformed police officer staking out a bus shelter. Although the officer noticed him hiding under a tree and pursued him on foot, Bernardo escaped. May 30, 1988. Now see 5 days later. Same years, you guys. R of an 18-year-old woman in Mississauga, Ontario, about 40 miles southwest of Scarborough. October 4th, 1988, attempted R in Scarborough. Although his intended victim fought him off, Bernardo inflicted 2 stab wounds to her thigh and buttocks, which required 12 stitches. Ugh. November 16, 1988, R of an 18-year-old woman in the backyard of her parents' house. November 17. The very next day, you guys. November 17, 1988, police formed a task force to capture the Scarborough R. Oh, okay, that's what happened. December 27, attempted R. So he waited a couple of months again, right? With a neighbor chasing Bernardo off. June 20, 1989. Attempted R. The young woman fought and her screams alerted neighbors. Bernardo fled with scratches on his face. August 15, 1989. R of a 22-year-old woman. November 21, 1989. R of a 15-year-old girl Bernardo saw in a bus shelter. December 22nd, 1989. R of a 19-year-old woman. This is why I'm reading all these out loud, so you get an idea of how many victims there were. There's only 2 more here. May 26, 1990. R of a 19-year-old woman. The victim's vivid recollection of her attacker enabled police to create a computer composite portrait, which was released 2 days later by police and publicized in Toronto and surrounding areas. July 1990, 2 months after police received tips that Bernardo resembled the Scarborough RAPIST composite, he was interviewed by 2 police detectives. Investigation and release. From May to September 1990, Toronto police submitted more than 130 suspects' samples for DNA testing. Investigators received 2 tips pointing to Bernardo. The first in June had been filed by a bank employee. The second was from the Smyrnis wife of one of the 3 Smyrnis brothers who were among Bernardo's closest friends. Smyrnis told detectives that Bernardo had been called in on a previous R investigation once in December 1987, but he had never been interviewed. Bernardo frequently talked about his sex life to Smyrnis and said that he had liked rough sex. Police interviewed Bernardo on November 20, 1990 for 35 minutes. Bernardo voluntarily provided DNA samples for forensic testing. When the detectives asked Bernardo why he thought he was being investigated for the RAPES, he admitted that he resembled the composite. Reportedly, detectives found Bernardo more credible than Smyrnis. Good grief. Well, 2 more of the attempted R's, not the killings. Hi, Lloyd Boston. Thank you for the trigger warning. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Okay, so Tammy Homolka and her own sister, you guys, who taped it and everything, didn't get life. She died. Like, what's wrong with our justice system? Really, I'm sorry. By 1990, Bernardo had lost his job as an accountant and was smuggling cigarettes across the nearby Canada-United States border. He spent long periods of time with Homolka's family, who liked him and were unaware of his criminal activities. Although he was engaged to Carla, he had become obsessed with her younger sister, Tammy, peering into her window and entering her room to masturbate while she slept. Carla helped Bernardo by breaking the windows in her sister's room, allowing him access. According to Bernardo's testimony at trial, Carla laced spaghetti sauce with crushed Valium she had stolen from her employer at an animal clinic. She served it to her sister? Are you kidding? Who soon lost consciousness? I didn't know these details, you guys. Bernardo then R'd Tammy while Carla watched. After 1 minute, Tammy regained consciousness. 6 months before their 1991 wedding, Carla stole the anesthetic agent. I don't want to say these medicines out loud and get in trouble, so it's HALOTHANE from the clinic. On December 23, 1990, Carla and Bernardo administered sleeping pills to 15-year-old Tammy in a rum and eggnog cocktail. When Tammy lost consciousness, Carla and Bernardo. You guys have trigger warning up there? Well, it is, but I got a warning, Crystal. I think you know. I think you know. I got a warning for I kept saying SUICIDE, but I was saying it. And I was talking about how mass killers unalive themselves after. And I found out it's a little over 50%, which is, pretty high. But anyway, because I wasn't monetized, I thought it was okay, and it's not. So then I read the other guidelines. Okay, so they she had a rum eggnog cocktail with that stuff in it when Tammy lost consciousness. Carla and Bernardo undressed her, and Carla applied a HALOTHANE soaked cloth to her sister's nose and mouth. This just makes me really angry. This is her sister. I mean, even if it was a stranger, right? That's sick and bad enough, but Carla wanted to give Tammy's virginity to Bernardo for Christmas. Sick bitch. According to her, Bernardo was disappointed that he was not Carla's first sex partner. With Tammy's parents sleeping upstairs, the couple videotaped themselves eyeing Tammy in the basement. Tammy began to vomit. They tried to revive her and called 911 after hiding evidence, dressing Tammy and moving her into her bedroom. A few hours later, Tammy was pronounced dead at St. Catherine's General Hospital without regaining consciousness. Despite being observed vacuuming and washing laundry in the middle of the night, and despite a chemical burn on Tammy's face, the regional municipality of Niagara coroner and Carla's family accepted the couple's version of events. The official cause of Tammy's death was ruled accidental, the result of choking on vomit after consumption of alcohol. After Tammy's death, Bernardo and Carla videotaped themselves engaging in you-know-what, with Carla wearing Tammy's clothing and pretending to be her. They moved out of the Homolka house to a rented bungalow in Port Dalhousie to allow Carla's parents to grieve. God, this is just sick. Sounds like it. Maybe even jealous of her sister, huh? I don't know. It's just sick. It is horrific, isn't it, Crystal? This is Leslie Mafy, the next MURDER victim. Early in the morning on June 15, 1991, while detouring through Burlington to steal license plates, Bernardo came across 14-year-old Leslie Mafy. Mafy had been locked out of her house for missed curfew after attending a friend's wake. Oh, you guys. Bernardo left his car and approached Mafy, saying that he wanted to break into a neighbor's house. Unfazed, she asked if he had any cigarettes. When Bernardo led her to his car, he blindfolded her, forced her into the car, drove her to Port Dalhousie, and informed Homolka that they had a victim. Bernardo and Homolka videotaped themselves torturing and sexually abusing Mafy while they listened to pop music. At one point, Bernardo said, "You're doing a good job, Leslie. A damned good job. The next 2 hours are going to determine what I do to you. Right now, you're scoring perfect." On another segment of tape played at Bernardo's trial, the assault escalated. Oh, Jesus. Mafy cried out in pain and begged Bernardo to stop. In the Crown description of the scene, he was SODOMIZING her while her hands were bound with twine. Mafy later told Bernardo that her blindfold seemed to be slipping, which signaled the possibility that she could identify her attackers if she lived. The following day, Bernardo claimed Homolka fed her a lethal dose of HALCION. Homolka claimed that Bernardo strangled her. They put Mafy's body in their basement the day before Homolka's family had dinner at the house. Following the dinner party, Bernardo and Homolka decided to, good grief, you guys, dismember Mafy's body and encase each part of her remains in cement. Bernardo bought a dozen bags of cement at a hardware store the following day. He kept the receipts, which were damaging at his trial. After Bernardo cut apart the body using his grandfather's circular saw, the couple made a number of trips to the dump, the cement blocks in Lake Gibson, south of the Port Dalhousie. At least one of the blocks weighed 200 pounds and was beyond their ability to sink. It lay near the shore where it was found on June 29, 1991, coincidentally on Bernardo and Homolka's wedding day. Mafy's orthodontic appliance was instrumental in identifying her. Several days before Homolka's release from prison in July 2005, Bernardo was interviewed by police and his lawyer, Tony Bryant, According to Bryant, Bernardo stated that he had always intended to free the girls he and Homolka had kidnapped. However, when Mafy's blindfold fell off, Homolka was concerned that Mafy would identify Bernardo and report the couple to the police. Bernardo claimed that Homolka planned to MURDER Mafy by injecting an air bubble into her bloodstream, triggering an air embolism. Kristen French. Hi, Kylie. Thank you. Hi, Bronson Girl. Thank you for coming over. Wow. Honestly, you guys, it was at least 15, maybe 20 years ago that I heard about this case, and they didn't have all of these little details, you know. Kristen French. This is the third one, they MURDERED. During the after-school hours of April 16, 1992, Bernardo and Homolka drove through St. Catharines to look for potential victims. Although students were still going home, the streets were generally empty. As they passed Holy Cross Secondary School, the couple spotted 15-year-old Kristen French walking home. After they pulled into the parking lot of nearby Grace Lutheran Church, Homolka got out of the car carrying a map, pretending to need assistance. When French looked at the map, Bernardo attacked from behind and forced her into the front seat of the car at knife point. From the back seat, Homolka subdued French by pulling her hair. Man. I'm so angry that she's out living a normal life. Aren't you guys? You know, probably under a different name and her married name. Over the Easter weekend, Bernardo and Homolka videotaped themselves torturing, R-ing, and Sodom French, forcing her to drink large amounts of alcohol and submit to Bernardo. At his trial, Crown Prosecutor Ray Houlihan said that Bernardo always intended to kill French because she was never blindfolded and could identify her captors. The following day, Bernardo and Homolka killed French before going to the Homolkas for Easter dinner. Homolka testified at her trial that Bernardo strangled French for 7 minutes while she watched. Bernardo claimed that Homolka beat French with a rubber mallet because she tried to escape, and French was strangled with a noose around her neck, which was secured to a hope chest. Homolka then went to fix her hair. French's nude body was found on April 30th, 1992 in a ditch in Burlington, about 45 minutes from St. Catharines and a short distance from the cemetery where Mafy is buried. She had been washed and her hair was cut off. Although it was thought that the hair was removed as a trophy, Homolka testified that it was cut to impede identification. Good grief. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, additional victims. These are either possible victims or intended victims. Derek Finkel's 1997 book, No Claim to Mercy, presented evidence tying Bernardo to the presumed MURDER of 22-year-old Elizabeth Bain, who disappeared on June 19, 1990. Bain told her mother that she was going to check the tennis schedule at UTSC. 3 days later, her car was found with a large blood stain on the back seat. Bernardo matched the description of a man in the Colonel Danforth Park area where Bain was last seen, and later confessed to at least 8 attacks in and around the same park. Bain's boyfriend, Robert Baltovich, was convicted of second-degree Murder, in her death on March 31st, 1992. During his trial and subsequent imprisonment, Baltovich and his lawyers repeatedly alleged that Bernardo was the perpetrator. The Court of Appeal for Ontario set aside Baltovich's conviction on December 2, 2004, and at his retrial on April 22, 2008, the Crown told the court that no evidence would be called against Baltovich and asked the jury to find him not guilty of second-degree murder. When questioned about the Bain killing in 2007, Bernardo said, "The answer to that is no, but the 800-pound gorilla in the room is that it is a life to 25 sentence." Shortly after Tammy Homolka's funeral, her parents left town and her sister Lori visited grandparents in Mississauga, leaving the house empty. According to author Stephen Williams, during the weekend of January 12, 1991, Bernardo abducted a girl, took her to the house, AR'd her while Carla watched, dropped her off on a deserted road near Lake Gibson. Bernardo and Homolka called her January Girl. At about 5:30 a.m. on April 6, 1991, Bernardo abducted a 14-year-old who was training to be a coxswain for a local rowing team. The girl was distracted by a blonde woman who waved at her from her car, enabling Bernardo to drag her into the shrubbery near the rowing club. He sexually assaulted her, forced her to remove her clothes, and made her wait 5 minutes, during which he disappeared. Wow. These women are lucky to be alive even. On June 7, 1991, Homolka invited to their house a 15-year-old girl known as Jane Doe. In the trial, she had befriended at a pet shop 2 years earlier. After being drugged by Homolka, Doe was sexually assaulted by the couple, which was videotaped. In August, Doe was invited back to the couple's residence and was again drugged. Homolka called 911 for help after the girl vomited and stopped breathing while being AR'd. The ambulance was recalled after Bernardo and Homolka resuscitated her. On July 28, 1991, Bernardo stalked Sydney Kirshen, age 21, after he saw her while driving home from work. On August 9th, he resumed stalking her. This time she took evasive action, stopping at her boyfriend's house just prior to his arrival. After spotting Bernardo, the boyfriend gave chase, came across Bernardo's gold Nissan, took note of the license plate. The couple reported the incident to the Niagara Regional Police, which established that the car belonged to Bernardo. An NRP officer visited Bernardo's house and saw that the car parked in the driveway, but did not pursue the matter, nor submit an official police report. Good grief. A newspaper clipping found during the police search of Bernardo's house described an R that occurred in Hawaii during the couple's honeymoon. There in the summer of 1991, the article, "The R's Similarity to Bernardo's Modus Operandi and Its Occurrence During the Couple's Presence," okay, hi, tulips, led police to speculate on Bernardo's involvement. Law enforcement officials in both Canada and the U.S. have stated their belief that Bernardo was responsible for this R, but due to extradition issues, this case was never prosecuted. Are you kidding? On November 30, 1991, Terry Anderson, a grade 9 student at Lakeport Secondary School, adjacent to French's Catholic school, vanished less than 1.2 miles from the parking lot where French would later be abducted. In April 1992, the NRP said they had no evidence to suggest a link. Anderson's body was ultimately found in the water at Port Dalhousie. The coroner saw no evidence of foul play, despite the difficulties of determining such factors in a body that had been in the water for 6 months. The coroner's ruling that her death was by drowning, probably as a result of drinking beer and taking LSD, was controversial in light of the circumstances of the Mafy and French killings. On March 29, 1992, Bernardo, can you say hi? Wait, here you are. Stalked and videotaped sisters, Shanna and Carrie Patrick, from his car, following them to their parents' house. The sisters incorrectly recorded his license plate number. Shanna reported the incident to the NRP on March 31st, 1992, and was given an incident number should further information develop. On April 18, 1992, while French was still being held captive, Bernardo was spotted by Carrie while he had gone out to buy dinner and rent a movie. Despite failing to track him to his house, Carrie got a better description of his license plate and car, which she reported to the NRP. This information, however, was mishandled by the police. In 2006, Bernardo confessed to at least 10 more sexual assaults dating back to March 1986, including the 1987 assault of a 15-year-old girl. Another man, Anthony Hannemeyer, had been convicted of the assault, served a full sentence for it. On June 25, 2008, the Court of Appeal for Ontario overturned the conviction, exonerated Hannemeyer. I already said that in the beginning. Jeez. Yeah, Lulu, you're right. You're right. That's nuts, says Mark Klein. It is. This story is just too much, isn't it? Um, how much more is there here? Homolka and Bernardo were questioned by police several times in connection with the Scarborough rapist investigation, Tammy Homolka's death, and Bernardo's stalking of other women before French's abduction. On May 12, 1992, Bernardo was briefly interviewed by an NRP sergeant constable who decided that he was an unlikely suspect despite his admission that he had previously been questioned in connection to the Scarborough rapist. Oh dear. I like to bite paper. Three days later, the Green Ribbon Task Force was created to investigate the MURDERSs of Mafy and French, Bernardo and Homolka had applied to have their names legally changed to Teal, which Bernardo had taken from the serial killer in the 1988 film Criminal Law. At the end of May, John Mottile, an acquaintance of Smyrnis and Bernardo, reported Bernardo as a possible suspect in the killings. In December 1992, the Center of Forensic Sciences finally began testing DNA samples provided by Bernardo 2 years earlier. On December 27, Bernardo severely beat Homolka with a flashlight, leaving multiple bruises, claiming that she had been in an automobile accident. Homolka returned to work on January 4, 1993. Her skeptical coworkers called her parents, and although they rescued her the following day by physically removing her from Bernardo's house, Homolka went back in to frantically search for something. Homolka's parents took her to St. Catherine's General Hospital, where she gave a statement to the NRP that she was a battered spouse and filed charges against Bernardo. He was arrested and later released on his own recognizance. A friend who found Bernardo's SUICIDE note intervened, and Homolka moved in with relatives in Brampton. Arrest. 26 months after Bernardo submitted a DNA sample. Over 2 years, right? Toronto police were informed that it matched that of the Scarborough rapist and immediately placed him under 24-hour surveillance. Metro Toronto Sexual Assault Squad investigators interviewed Homolka on February 9, 1993. Despite hearing their suspicions about Bernardo, she focused on his abuse of her. Later, Homolka told her aunt and uncle that Bernardo was a Scarborough RAPIST, that she and Bernardo were involved in the RAPE and MURDER of Mafy and French, and that the R's were recorded on videotape. The NRP subsequently reopened its investigation of Tammy Homolka's death. 2 days later, Homolka met with Niagara Falls lawyer George Walker, who sought legal immunity from Crown Prosecutor Houlihan in exchange for her cooperation. She was also placed under 24-hour surveillance. The couple's name change was approved on February 13, 1993. The next day, Walker met with Crown Criminal Law Office Director Murray Segal. After Walker told Segal about the videotape, Segal advised him that due to Homolka's involvement in the crimes, full immunity was not a possibility. On February 17, detectives arrested Bernardo on several charges and obtained a search warrant because his link to the MURDERSs was weak. The warrant was limited. No evidence which was not expected and documented in the warrant could be removed from his property, and all videotapes found by police had to be viewed in the house. Damage had to be kept to a minimum. Police could not tear down walls looking for the tapes. The search of the house, including updated warrants, lasted 71 days, and the only tape found by police had a brief segment of Homolka performing, you know what, on Jane Doe. During a call from jail, Bernardo told his lawyer, Ken Murray, that the R videos were hidden in a ceiling light fixture in the upstairs bathroom. Murray found the tapes and hid them from investigators. After Murray resigned as Bernardo's lawyer, his new attorney, John Rosen, turned the tapes over to police. On May 5th, Walker was informed that the government was offering Homolka a plea bargain of 12 years imprisonment, which she had 1 week to accept. If she declined, the government would charge her with 2 counts of first degree, MURDER, 1 count of second degree, and other crimes. Walker accepted the offer. Homolka later agreed to it. May 14, Homolka's plea bargain was finalized, and she began giving statements to police investigators. She told police that Bernardo boasted that he had R'd as many as 30 women, twice as many as the police suspected. Publication ban. Citing the need to protect Bernardo's right to a fair trial, a publication ban was imposed on Homolka's preliminary inquiry. The Crown had applied for the ban, which was imposed on July 5th by Frances Kovacs of the Ontario Court of Justice. Through her lawyers, Homolka supported the ban. Bernardo's lawyers argued that he would be prejudged by the ban, since Homolka had been portrayed as his victim. 4 media outlets and 1 author also opposed the ban. Some lawyers argued that rumors could damage the future trial process more than the publication of evidence. In February 1994, Homolka divorced Bernardo. Public access to the internet effectively nullified the court's order, as did proximity to the U.S.-Canada border. American journalists not subject to the publication ban published details of Homolka's testimony, which were distributed by electronic ban breakers. Newspapers in Buffalo, Detroit, Washington, D.C., and New York City, and the United Kingdom, as well as radio and television stations close to the border, divulged the details. Canadians brought copies of the Buffalo News across the border, prompting orders to the NRP to arrest all those with more than 1 copy at the border. Are you serious? Extra copies were confiscated. Copies of other newspapers, including the New York Times, were turned back at the border or not accepted by distributors in Ontario. Gordon Daum, a retired police officer who defied the publication ban by distributing details from foreign media, was convicted of 2 counts of contempt of court. Trial, conviction, and incarceration. So what, roughly 45, wait, what time is it? 6:18, so 7, so 45 more minutes till Turtle Island. Hi, BH. Thank you. Yeah, it'd be nice if someone got an egg or are they even in community chests and voted me back on? That would be cool. Thank you. I'll tell you, my voice, this is my voice. It's just as high as it is, but I sound just like my sister. My mom could never tell us apart on the phone. Okay, trial, conviction, and incarceration. Bernardo was tried for the killings of French and Mafy in 1995, and his trial included detailed testimony from Homolka and videotapes of the R's. Bernardo testified that the deaths were accidental, later claiming that Homolka was the actual killer. On September 1st, 1995, Bernardo was convicted of a number of offenses, including the 2 first-degree killings and 2 aggravated sexual assaults, and sentenced to life in prison without parole for at least 25 years. He was designated a dangerous offender, making him unlikely to ever be released. Homolka's plea bargain was criticized by many Canadians since Bernardo's first defense lawyer, Ken Murray, had withheld the videotapes, exposing Homolka's culpability for 17 months. The videotapes were considered crucial evidence, and prosecutors said that they would never have agreed to the plea bargain if they had seen them. Interesting. Did you guys just hear what I read? They never would have offered her a plea bargain if they hadn't known that she was the one holding the camera through all this horrific crap that was perpetrated on these poor women and children, teens, whatever. Well, I feel a teeny bit better with the justice system, but still, they really dropped the ball, didn't they? Wow. Okay. Murray was later acquitted of obstruction of justice and faced a disciplinary hearing by the Law Society of Upper Canada. Although Bernardo was kept in the segregation unit at Kingston Penitentiary for his own safety, he was attacked and harassed. He was punched in the face by another inmate when he returned from a shower in 1996. In June 1999, 5 convicts tried to storm his segregation range, and a riot squad used gas to disperse them. Wow. On February 21st, 2006, the Toronto Star reported that Bernardo had admitted sexually assaulting at least 10 other women in attacks not previously attributed to him. Most were in 1986, a year before the spree attributed to the Scarborough RAPIST. Authorities suspected Bernardo in other crimes, including a string of R's in Amherst, New York, and the drowning of Terry Anderson in St. Catharines, but he has never acknowledged his involvement. His lawyer, Anthony G. Bryant, reportedly forwarded the information to legal authorities in November 2005. In 2006, Bernardo gave a prison interview in which he claimed that he had reformed and would make a good parole candidate. He became eligible to petition a jury for early parole in 2008 under the Faint Hope Clause. A faint hope clause, you guys. Since he committed multiple MURDERSs before the 1997 Criminal Code Amendment, but did not do so. Okay, he did not. He was eligible to petition a jury for an early parole under this faint hope clause, but he decided not to do it because he committed multiple killings before 1997 Criminal Code Amendment. In 2015, Bernardo applied for day parole in Toronto. According to the victim's lawyer, Tim Danson, it is unlikely that Bernardo will ever be released in any capacity due to his dangerous offender status. In September 2013, Bernardo was transferred to Millhaven Institution in Bath, where he was reportedly segregated from other inmates. In November 2015, Bernardo self-published A Mad World Order, a violent fictional 631-page ebook on Amazon. What? By November 15, the book was reportedly an Amazon bestseller, but was removed from the website due to a public outcry. Good. In October 2018, Bernardo had been set to go to trial for possession of a shank weapon while incarcerated. However, the prosecution dropped the charges due to their determination that there was no reasonable probability of conviction. Bernardo became eligible for parole in February 2018. What? How can someone like that even become eligible, you guys? How do you have any eligibility? I don't get it. His next parole hearing took place on on October 17 of that year, he was denied day and full parole by the Parole Board of Canada. So he became eligible in 2018. And when was he convicted? Was it 97? Because it said 1996, he was coming out of the shower and got attacked. So now I can't remember. 1995. So 95 to 2005, right? To 2000. Okay, he was convicted in 95. So 2005, 15, 25 would make it 20 years. And we're almost to 24. So about 19 years later, he had a chance to go up for parole, you guys. You got to be kidding me. His next parole hearing took place on June 22nd, 2021. It took only 1 hour of deliberation by the presiding judge for his application to be turned down. Thank God. In May 2023, after spending a decade at Mill Haven Institution, Bernardo was transferred to La Macasa Institution, a medium security facility in Quebec, where he will continue to serve his indeterminate sentence. The transfer caused controversy, and the reason for the transfer was not provided to the public. The Federal Prison Service reviewed the decision and was found it to be sound. Bernardo had successfully applied to be moved there. He shouldn't be given any kind of special anything. After Bernardo's 1995 conviction, the Ontario government appointed Archie Campbell to review the roles played by the police services during the investigation. In his 1996 report, Campbell found that a lack of coordination, cooperation, and communications by police and the other elements of the judicial system contributed to a serial predator falling through the cracks, it says here. One of Campbell's key recommendations was for an automated case management system for Ontario's police services to use in investigations of homicides and sexual assaults. Ontario is the only place in the world with this type of computerized case management network. Since 2002, all municipal police services in the Ontario Provincial Police have had access to this network, known as Power Case. Well, that's a good thing, I guess. Psychology. Bernardo scored 35 out of 40 on the psychopathy checklist, a psychological assessment tool used to assess the presence of psychopathy in individuals. This is classified as clinical psychopathy. Homolka, by contrast, scored 5 out of 40. At his October 17, 2018 parole meeting, evidence from expert psychiatric reports found that he had deviant sexual interests and he met the diagnostic criteria of sexual sadism, voyeurism, paraphilia, not otherwise specified. The reports furthermore stated that he met the criteria for narcissistic personality disorder and met the requirement for a diagnosis of psychopathy. Maybe it's psychopathy. Anyway, meaning he was thereby more likely to repeat violent sexual offending. The reports concluded that Bernardo showed minimal insight into his offending, which is consistent with file information that suggests he has been keen over the years to come up with his own unsubstantiated reasons for his criminal behavior. Hi, Brandy Ann. Thank you for coming over. Hi, everyone. Thanks for hanging out this long. I'm going to finish reading this and then take a couple Tylenol. Hi, the Kiki Lily Show. Mark Klein, Crystal 73, Cody Jean, everyone that's hanging out here with me still. It's kind of a lot. I never know what I'm going to read, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to react. I don't. Hi, Team Rose. So yeah. Actually, that's it right there. So that was the psychology of him. His girlfriend is off flipping, living her best life, I guess. It's disgusting. If I lived in the town she was in, I would literally picket and try to have her retried or have something happen if I was there. You know, and we knew, like, what her last name was now and stuff. She's probably all secretive, and I hope she didn't have kids. She's despicable in my eyes. Despicable. All right, you guys. Thank you for coming over to PCT is Extreme. I had 930 subscribers. 9:22 when I went to bed last night, 9:30, about half a day later on. And I'm inching my way up to 1,000, you guys. Hi, Chris Thompson, MOT. How did I get in here? What's this? Well, I cover true crime stuff, but it's not the mainstream cases. It's from other countries and stories. Sometimes I show videos. I never know what I'm going to read. Nothing's practiced. It's all ad lib or whatever. Impromptu, spontaneous. I never know how I'm going to react. What's the stream about? Yeah. And today, this stream ended up being a good hour of talking about Karla Homolka and Bernardo, those that couple that drugged her sister and killed her. It's freaking sick. And what did she do? I don't even think she did 12 years, did she? Anyway, she got a plea bargain, which she shouldn't have, but yeah. And he's wasting away, hopefully, in some place. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you for coming over. Oh, you're in England. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, I did some stories in England. And I did Belle Gunness, which she's from Norway. She lured 40 men to a farm and they disappeared. And then there's all these horrific details and whatnot. And I have to spell some things. If things are too graphic, YouTube can take your videos down. But yet they'll allow beheadings and everything else, right? It's ridiculous. Right. You can't talk about it and conjure the mind up, but they'll allow things. I mean, they've given me, a couple of breaks where they haven't warned me or striked me, but took my video down one time and then just told me that it wasn't a warning and it wasn't a strike, but it wasn't a copyright. It was a terms of service violation. So it wasn't even a copyright thing. So I'm learning. I've only been at this a little over a month. And yeah. So subscribe, please. Help me get to 1,000 and we'll have some kind of little celebration on here. I don't know what. I'll find some good, happy music and we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what we're going to do. When I started this live, I was at 9:31 or something. So I'm inching my way up there. Hit the like, please. Turtle Island. If Chris Thompson, you've never heard of that, sign into Dolly Vision, DOLLY, and then Vision. And Turtle Island is sort of a made-up game show thing. He's on season 3. He takes all us different creators and we have to be voted on the island. I was on there for 3 weeks. I got voted off not last week, but the week before. And that's okay. I had a running against 26 people and I feel honored. I had immunity the second week. I think Piscine Predator has immunity, right, this week. And now I can't remember, but it's a fun time. It's a real good time. And Dolly Vision sells soaps and lotions and all that stuff. So please go over there and check it out at least and subscribe if you would, Chris. All right, you guys, thank you. Thanks for all coming over here, okay? I try to do a live every day. It's not scheduled. I'm in Washington State. So on the East Coast, when it's 7 p.m., it's 4 here. You know what I mean? So like right now, it's, getting close to, not close, but it's what, 9:35? If you all set your clocks back an hour, they automatically do that on the phones and stuff. I just had to reset my clock in the kitchen and my microwave, but the iPad and everything is set back. All right, love you. Bye-bye. Hit the like, please, and subscribe if you would. Thanks for coming.